770 COVID-19 swabs have been taken so far, with the number of confirmed cases in Gibraltar increasing to 81. Of these, 34 have fully recovered, with 47 still active, 2 of whom have been admitted to St Bernard's. There are 211 pending tests. The government remains hopeful that the turnaround for results will be speeded up soon, when the GHA lab is able to analyse the swabs itself. As the number of cases increase, the government is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that Gibraltar is ready for any surge. Support from London is forthcoming, with the Deputy Chief Minister stating that various UK agencies are already directly engaged with their Gibraltar counterparts. These include the NHS, Public Health England and the MOD, the latter having chartered a vessel to transport medical equipment and materials to the Rock later this month. The British government has said the lockdown in UK could take anything up to 6 months, which if replicated here could result in patients wearing a bit thin amongst the population. Planning so far has also therefore considered the possibility of unrest.
In terms of public disorder, potential civil unrest, we are expecting that at some stage, because it's only natural that if this goes on long term, that people will find it difficult. It's human nature when we are asked to do something that we're not particularly used to doing and may not necessarily enjoy. So the Royal Gibraltar Police have very clear civil contingency plans on this. Because of this could manifest itself in different ways, there is a plan not only with the Royal Gibraltar Police but also with social services and the Department of Education, because we want to, in the first instance, prevent it. So there are a lot of plans for early intervention so that this doesn't escalate. And essentially, our priority will be to provide support in situations which may lead to an escalation.
For the moment, the focus is very much on supporting the community as it copes with the lockdown. Over 1,000 persons have already put their names forward to be considered in volunteering roles. Some are already active, with others soon to be contacted.
Yesterday I had the opportunity to meet some of our response teams out in the community. You will have heard that we are organising deliveries for elderly people who may be in isolation and who do not have any family who they can rely upon for food. We have made arrangements we have identified through our audit and our calling system for calling up people over the age of 70 that there are just over 100 people who either cannot cook for themselves or who cannot buy food for themselves. So we've either arranged for cook meals to be delivered for them or for food packs to be delivered to them so that they can cook.
With the Nightingale Field Hospital now ready for patients, an appeal has also been launched for other volunteers to sign up to become nursing assistants. No qualifications are required, with 3 days of training being provided. The assistants will remain in reserve until needed. To put your name forward, call 200 75595 or 200 60359 or email pshr@gibraltar.gov.gi. Those on the front line are also being helped by a dedicated psychological support team who are specialised in mental health, social care, welfare at work and trauma management. 71 members of the GHA, Care Agency and Elderly Residential Services have already received the counselling in preparation for worse times ahead.
We all recognise the value and the contribution of our healthcare and social workers and everyone who is frontline right now, and we remain committed to safeguarding their mental and physical well-being, just as they look after ours.
At the residences for the elderly, very strict infection control protocols are in place. There have already been 2 workers of the ERS who've tested positive for COVID-19, with isolation measures in place within the homes aimed at reducing the risk of infection transmission. In addition, an additional property adjacent to Mount Alvernia has been acquired by the government and is in the process of being converted into a further isolation unit for use by any residents who fall ill with the virus. Despite the gloom of the current situation, the government is already planning ahead for better times. A ministerial committee has been tasked with revitalising economic activity as soon as the lockdown is lifted.
The Cabinet, at its first virtual meeting yesterday, decided to launch Task Force Future. The Chief Minister has asked Ministers Isola, Liguzi and Darianani to focus on life post-COVID-19. Tourism, the port, financial services and gaming must be ready for the opportunities that will come when all this is over. Task Force Future will look at how to best prepare ourselves for the opening of businesses all over the world. Stakeholders will be involved in the process.
As Gibraltar looks forward to those better days ahead, and during these difficult times for all, the lockdown has got Gibraltar pulling together as one, giving value to those things that really matter. It's already evident that there's been a return to a sense of community spirit, described by the Deputy Chief Minister as truly remarkable.